Hey everybody, Captain Kyle here, and I have the Blaster and Eject Kingdom 2-pack. Though it's really Blaster with kind of Eject as an accessory because of the size difference. But anyway, we're gonna open this up, go through him, and see if he's any good. Be right back. Now, a lot of people have been waiting for this blaster and looking for it. I was able to find it at Target, aka Target for those who do not speak French. And it was on Hasbro Pulse for a very short time, and then it kind of just got sold out. But what I like already about this toy is that it is not as large as the G1 version. The G1 version was huge and really towered above Soundwave, towered above Devastator. This is a bit smaller, more in scale with Optimus Prime and some of the other Autobots. And if you have a Combiner Wars Devastator, he can look up. And he can probably team up with Trax and go to New York and help some breakdancers. Because that's one of the primary missions of Autobots. He's got a lot of the plastic ties holding him in. They're everywhere. But finally we get him out of his prison. Here comes the gun. Do-do-do-do. Here comes the gun. Do-do. Okay, it's very similar to the G1. Looks good in his hand. And also present is a little cassette named Eject, who fits nicely in his chest compartment. He does have a Kingdom card. In this case it is Black Arachnia. Alas, poor Black Arachnia. She's a peg warmer right now, which is a shame because she is so much more show accurate than a lot of the previous versions. So there he is in robot mode. We have Blaster. I'm gonna eject. Good thing that Blaster isn't like rewind, eject, eject, because it'd be very redundant. Eject, eject. He just like, go! That's how he is. So Eject has a simple but clever transformation and definitely much more posable than the original cassettes. The translucent plastic, I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of that. I think I'd rather have him be solid blue, but still a cool version of the character. No weapons, a little disappointing. And you know, he's a bit shorter than Blaster, but that's to be expected. I do hope that they put out the other cassettes. I'd love to see a Steeljaw, Ramhorn, Rewind, Grand Slam, and Rain Dance to become Slam Dance. That would be awesome. Now it is neat that Blaster is able to just about press with some twisting and eject. Sound like I'm stuttering. The finger though is kind of stuck in that I'm pressing position. So I can't say that I love that aspect. I mean, a little joint would have been nice, but it almost looks like he has some trigger discipline when he's holding his weapon. So before we put him in Blaster mode, let's check him out. Yes, full Jean-Claude Van Damme, not a big surprise. Great posability with the arms, the shoulders, the elbows. You can even kind of, based on the transformation, move his wrists a little bit. The head turns, which is nice. And his head is the sculpt that is more cartoon accurate, because there have been various versions of his head. He can bend his knees, which is cool. It can hold up a speaker and like shoot it at Soundwave if he wants. So he can bend his knees, he can bend all kinds of directions at the hips. He does swivel, so lots of dynamic poses, and even breakdancing is possible. So a cool version of the character, yes, a lot of play value. Just, I have a tendency when I'm holding him to do this and open up his chest compartment. So it does open a little too easily in my opinion, but better than having to pry it open, which has happened before. So his transformation probably is not too difficult. So let's see if we can play some tunes. And there he is in Blaster mode, a very cool mode. You definitely can put it on your shoulder and rock. Though of course, we don't really use these kind of players anymore. And Eject goes right inside, so he can play tunes. I do like the fact that there is weapon storage on the back. I mean, it doesn't exactly blend in, but at least when you're displaying it, if you decide to display it in this mode, you can attach the gun to the back and you're pretty sure it's not gonna fall off. Though it's, you know, it's a peg, almost like a slot type thing. So it's not the strongest bond in the world, but at least it's a good place to keep his gun. That's definitely better than the G1 where you just put it aside, and so many people lost G1 weapons. It's so sad, all those G1 weapons. Okay, that's maybe a little too dramatic. But do I like this guy? Yes. Would I recommend this guy? Sure. I mean, there's also the Titans Returns version and all these other versions of Blaster. And if you want something in scale to say a G1 Devastator, maybe get the Action Master. But definitely, I like his scale a little bit better. If he was a little smaller, that might be nicer, but he's probably robot mode, very similar in height, maybe a little taller than Trax, which is kind of Trax. He should be around the size of Soundwave, because they are such rivals. And, you know, one day they will just sit there and blast at each other until they both turn white and get rebuilt into other Transformers. I would love to see a twin cast version of this. I'm sure if Hasbro doesn't do it, Takara will. So I'm looking forward to seeing twin cast. Hopefully it'll be available on Hasbro Pulse, but it would be nice to have that additional toy of this mold. Yeah, and you know they're gonna do it. Repaints, come on, it's a given. So in my opinion, get him. He's definitely a cool blaster to add to your collection. And while you're waiting to find him, whether you go to Target or you look on eBay or Amazon or just trying to find it wherever you can, because it is the end of a line and sometimes those end toys are a little more scarce, but hopefully you can find them at a reasonable price. I will put a link down to eBay. Some of those eBay sellers are nice. Some of them want a little bit more than might be reasonable to pay, but that's really up to you. But while you're debating or getting, there's also some other videos you can check out here. And you know, you can do the like thing, you can comment, let me know what you think of this guy if you already have him. Subscribe, all the YouTube things. We'll see you next time. As always, have fun and good hunting.